and I have not met anyone who didn't love her. She is one of the kindest people I have ever met. She is open, she laughs. I have never heard a cross word from her. She's honest and just genuine.
One thing I remember, number one, her class was fun. It was fun and you wanted to learn. And the second thing that I remember about her as a teacher was the kindness. She was always kind, regardless of what you did or what you said or how you acted. She was always kind. I will always remember that.
The thing I think that makes Bonnie a successful educator, a successful principal, is the fact that she has the heart for it. It makes no difference whether you're the next door neighbor's kid or you're a student in her school, whether you're a grade A student or a troublemaker that's always being sent to the office. She takes her loving care for you as the school administrator, and that's a heart that you have to have.
We may not have been the easiest to deal with at times, but she was always there to help us along the way, and always stuck with us and was very caring. So
I grew up in Rogers and went to Northside Elementary, and she was the spectacular music teacher. Music class was so much fun. We all enjoyed it. We had so many things to do and sing and participate, and I can't think of a person who was a more positive influence on me becoming a professional music educator than Bonnie Grimes.
And she had us sit in a circle on the floor, and the first song she taught us was "Where is Thumpkin?" And I will never forget that. I loved that song, and I loved music, and that was just one of my favorite classes every year.
And every Friday, without fail, we had music club. Anybody in the class could get up and do whatever they wanted to as far as music. They could sing, they could play the piano. Those of us who were playing band instruments could get up and play a line from our band class, and it just she made it so much fun. We didn't just study one type of music, and she helped us to develop an appreciation for all types of music. She let us know that she was interested in what she was doing, and that enthusiasm that she had for her job spilled over to our students, and several of us became very interested in what she was doing in music.
She saw talents and strengths in me that I didn't see in myself. She loved her teachers. She loved the children. She was an encourager. She reminds me of the verse in Ephesians 4 that says, "Our words are powerful. They need to build up rather than tear down." And she saw the good in people, her teachers and her children, and challenged them to be the best that they could be. She also had a very talented way of seeing the special needs in special children, the ones that were not learning as well as they should. And I remember years ago, Mr. Lingle commenting on that gift of hers before there were ever any resource classes, that she saw a need to help those children that were bright but just needed extra help.
Bonnie was one of the first people I met when I came here, and 50 years later, she was there for us in my parents' last years, taking care of them and taking care of us. And she always had a kind word, food, or whatever else was needed. So she's been a rock for me for more than 50 years now.
She would always ask about my family. How are the kids? What are they doing? She never failed to be concerned about what was happening in my life. And I've got many notes from Bonnie Grimes throughout the years. Good times in my life, sad times in my life, but Mrs. Grimes always had the time to sit down and write a note.
She's always interested in what's going on with you. You know, I went to school down in Texas, and I remember I'd been there about a month, and I got a call one day from my mom, and she was just as upset as she's ever been with me because I'd been down there a month as a freshman and I had not called home yet. You know, the thing about that she didn't know is that, you know, Bonnie had already talked to me about twice at that point, just checking in, because, you know, she was just always interested in what was going on. And even to this day, she's still, every time I see her, she needs a full update on my kids and everything going on. So.
And one of those opportunities was zip lining through the rainforests of Costa Rica. And so I was a little nervous about it. I don't think Bonnie was. She signed right up. She was ready to go. And on this one particularly long run, my son and I actually went before her. And so we got to see her come in on the landing platform. And Bonnie doesn't use the brakes much. And she came in, and my son grew up knowing Bonnie Grimes. And so he turns and looks at me when she hits that platform and at practically full speed, and turned to me and said, "Wow, Mrs. Grimes really comes in hot." And you know, that was so fun, and I think that's such a reflection of her. I think that's the way she lives her life. It just seems fearless, it seems full speed ahead, ready to try anything.
She's fireball. I mean, she's always on the go. Even today, I always see her out. She's constantly got her nose to the grindstone in something in the community.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Our 2017
Wall of Distinction.
Honoree.
Bonnie Grimes.